Welcome to another exciting edition of the Ladies in Media Show, where we celebrate your most favorite female personalities in media. Today, we're going all the way to Zimbabwe, Harare. That is where our guest is from. Our question of the day goes: what is the most important thing in career branding? Don't go anywhere. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. If you just tuned in, you are watching the Ladies in Media Show. Today, our journey takes us to Zimbabwe, Harare. Our guest is a media personality. She is renowned in the radio fraternity. She works with Star FM in Zimbabwe. Ladies and gentlemen, help me welcome the job rose, Miss V. Kandi.
Hey, Margaret, it's so amazing to be here. Thank you so much for the great opportunity.
Thank
All
you
the
as
way
well.
from Zimbabwe to
Yes.
Accra, Ghana.
I'm super excited as well. And I don't know, finally we have you here.
Finally.
Yes, it's so good to see you.
And I've been doing the rounds in Accra. What a city.
Wow,
Yes.
where have you seen in Accra?
So I went to Labadi.
Mhm.
I went to the Freedom and Justice Square, and I hear that justice is late. Is it justice or freedom? One of the birds.
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
So I have all the information, and I went to some amazing, classy restaurants, enjoying Ghana cuisine. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Which restaurants?
So I went to the Tunnel restaurant where we had some, I think that's the name, some jollof.
Okay.
Because when I was back in Zimbabwe, I remember I read somewhere where Ghana was saying that they have the best
The best.
jollof.
Yes, that you can take from us, please. We have the best jollof.
And it was not just you, blowing your own horn. You literally have the best jollof. So I'm having the time of my life. Thank you so much.
Oh, you're welcome. So, you are a radio personality in Zimbabwe.
Yes.
How is media in Zimbabwe? Can you take us a journey into Zimbabwe media terrain?
So Zimbabweans, they love music, they love entertainment from way back then. And where we are now, people are also going back to just also appreciating homegrown music. Yeah, and homegrown films. So the media industry is really growing and it can only get better. And we are in such exciting times in Zimbabwe at the moment where, people are not so obsessed. I think we're drifted away from our homegrown local stuff at some point along the way. And now people are going back, to homegrown sounds, homegrown entertainment, to just owning who we are, our culture, and who we are as a people. So it is exciting times indeed.
How did media started for you?
So, for me, from such a young age, media was calling, yeah, and I couldn't ignore it. I actually studied political science, so I have a BSc in political science, but still, media was calling. I've always thrived to be, in front of crowds. So, from when I was still in Sunday school, when I was 3, I would perform in church, sing. And when I was in primary school, I would do poems and debates. Same thing in high school. I loved entertainment. I was in the entertainment industry, entertainment club, like in high school. So when I was in varsity, that's when the calling was, getting louder and louder. And I had to go to our national broadcaster to inquire, like, how can I be a part of, I wanted radio. So I just wanted a media door to open for me. And luckily, when I went to ask, the following day, they had auditions for continuity presenting. That's your program lineup. We're doing it back then. Like, coming up next is this, just like a minute on TV. So that was my entry point to media. And I was doing my last year in varsity that time. So that's how I got in. And then
The door opened for you.
the door opened. Slowly, the vision sort of like tarried, but eventually at some point it started really flourishing. And I guess it was the passion that kept me outside of the fame and the money. It was really the passion that time.
So you started with TV.
I actually started
what
with TV.
moved you into radio? Because now you are just the woman in the airwaves?
So initially, tell you what, Margaret, I wanted to do radio. I was obsessed with radio, but then I just didn't know how the radio door was going to open. So that entry point for me was TV, and then it led to radio. Yeah, as I was within the system, that's when I started knowing, oh, there's an audition that's happening, at this place. So I auditioned for the national broadcaster, one of the big stations. The same time, other private players were opening up. The airwaves had opened in Zimbabwe. I also auditioned at the same time, and I got a place at all the three radio stations
Oh,
simultaneously. After years of just not knowing which doors to open, so God had to just do the big
give
thing
you
same time.
double for your troubles.
For my travels, and then I had to pick one station, and then the radio career started.
So how did you pick the station? How did you choose? What made you choose where you're working now?
So I actually did not choose where I'm working now. I chose a different station, and I guess it was just the energy of the people around when we
Okay.
were going for our training. I felt I could relate more to that station. And really, they trained me the basics of media and really shaped me to be someone who's versatile, because it's a somewhat different station with their own unique niche. So that was good. Then I took a break. And then I then joined the station, which is more of that organic, Zimbabwean sound, and I'm happy there.
Wow. Okay, so you wanted a Zimbabwean feel in your presentation, or is it the lifestyle that made you switch there?
So what made me switch? I think that when I was at the other station, I felt like that's my sound, but then not necessarily so. With Star FM, where I work now, um, it's the Zimbabwean sound where people can resonate more to who we are. Of course, we speak in English, it's multilingual, but then we also speak in our local language. And it gives you room to just be yourself. Sometimes with radio, you have to put on a persona, but then with Star FM, it has allowed us to really flourish, and to have our personalities out and to celebrate who we are as Zimbabweans, and, to own it. Yeah.
And so far, being in media in Zimbabwe, how has the impact been for you?
It has been amazing, really, Margaret. Like when you're starting, you never really know how much or how many lives you're touching. But then as you go on, with the journey, as you also grow as a person, as a personality, you get to appreciate, just the impact of the weight of what you're doing, where it's beyond you just being on air, having a good time, but then to really be intentional. So with my programs, they are quite holistic. We touch on wellness, mental. We do self improvement. We do wellness to do with your actual health. We also have fun, because I'm a fun loving person. So it's, just being intentional and literally also touching lives. It's so fulfilling, to get messages of people saying, I was listening to your program. I was about to make this wrong move, and you really nudged me back, or I was feeling discouraged, and I'm not feeling like I can do it. So it's those stories, when you meet people, when people come in your DM to really appreciate you, to say, you are really touching our lives. So it's just beyond the fame and the money. It's, the lives that we get to touch and speak to.
Who are you looking up to when you were growing up?
So I was looking up to different people. From Zimbabwe, we have one of our great mothers in the media industry. Her name is Maichi Samba, and I would watch her on TV and really just appreciate her for her art, where she is also one person who was not afraid, to speak, to stand up for the women, and to make a stand. And internationally, Oprah Winfrey, from a young age, when I would just also watch her on TV, and I would mimic her. So just different people at different stages. Yeah.
And that has influenced your style now.
I think I've picked up different styles, but I've also come back to who I am, I appreciate the influences, but then I've also, found myself a different style as well, incorporated from my own socialization, how I was socialized. I was raised by a powerful woman, my mother, and also the environment that I grew up in. So, just different influences also bringing me to the center of who I am as a person. Yes.
So who is Miss V?
So, Miss V Candy, first things first, I am a child of God. Yes, I think that is what defines me more than anything. When, like sometimes you question yourself, where you are, what you're doing, when things are not necessarily, going the way that you want them to be. And I go back to the center, who am I? So I'm a daughter of the Most High God, created in His image. And I'm a mother to a son.
Oh,
Yes, I'm a mother.
how old is he?
My son is 6.
Oh,
Yes,
wow.
he's 6 years old. So I'm a mother, I'm a daughter, I'm a sibling, I'm a friend, and yeah, I guess in short, that's who I am.
How has the challenge been? Taking up the challenge and being in a media space. How has it been?
It has not been easy, but I'm grateful to God that every step of the way was necessary to get me to where I am today, where I stand here with so much humility and grace, because I know that the journey, has not been easy. So when you get to a certain point, you're just also grateful for the lessons, the failures where I failed, and I'm that sort of person who fails forward. Yeah, I don't fail backward. I just have to move and go. We move and go. So, like I said at the beginning, that the vision has somewhat tarried. Life happens and things happen, and you have to pick yourself again. You have to pick up the pieces and start from scratch. So, I'm a firm believer in, just persevering, just pushing, just being consistent and not giving up. And, just looking at the bigger picture of what your ultimate goal is, which is to touch lives, to change lives, and to make an impact.
Impact.
Yeah.
How was your education back, like growing up? How your education background? How was home?
Okay, so I was raised in a family of five, yeah, and I'm the last born.
Oh,
Yes. And my father, he passed away in 2021. He was a journalist. So
your father was a journalist.
he was. So we actually studied the same program again. And he also studied political science. It was not intentional. But then I guess I was following, behind his steps without being conscious of it. So I also got a lot of, the media influence from him. Yeah, I guess, from the genes. And
Yes.
my parents were firm believers in education. So I was not a great student to start with, but then I improved so much. As the years progressed in primary school, yeah, I then really improved, and I was at the top as well. In high school, the same. And then I then went on to university. As I told you, that I studied, I have a BSc honors in political science, which I think I'm going to use at some point. I guess, politics is ubiquitous, it's around us. And I think at some point I will align what I'm doing, with governance, with politics, because somehow it is connected and it's something that I cannot run away from. I'm fascinated by politics to this day, and at some point I will.
And what's driving you? Have you always had the political mind?
I've always been fascinated by politics, but then not to then get into mainstream politics. So I may not necessarily, do mainstream, but then as the Lord leads, we will see, how He orders our steps. But now I do a lot of work, radio programs to do with governance as well, to do with international organizations, UN Women. So directly or indirectly, it's
So take us
governance.
into what brought you into Ghana.
So what brought me into Ghana is the Ladies in Media Summit.
Okay.
I'm all for everything that has to do with women empowerment. And when the call came, I was like, say no more. I need to hop onto the next plane. I've been following Ladies in Media. Well done for a fantastic job that you're doing.
Thanks so
Yes.
much.
And you are leading today. I wanted to say leaders of tomorrow, but then you are leading today and you are impacting Ghana and the continent. Yeah. So I'm also all about that continental vision. So
I won't take the credit alone. I have it whole credit.
and we appreciate you. We appreciate you for that.
Thank you.
So I was one of the speakers for the summit looking at the sustainability of entrepreneurship. So it was a very energizing session, and I hope to come back here again. I was also nominated for a Ladies in Media Award. Best African radio personality. Yes, so I am live in Accra, Ghana, and it feels surreal. Yeah.
And how has the connection been? You know, the whole campaign is about connecting women in India across the globe, have a global conversation, to have a broader on media, and also to create a bigger platform for networking. What do you think about it? What about?
For a long time, women have fought each other. And it's quite weird because our struggles are the same. Whether you are in Ghana, in Kenya, in South Africa, we're fighting the same thing. So the conglomerate of us women coming together with the Ladies in Media organization, it's something, that's really important and that is making an impact. So far from the few days that I've been here, I've been happy to connect with, other women, thought thinkers, women who are movers and shakers in their different communities. And it's really energizing and refreshing, to have these conversations. Yeah. So it has been good.
What would you say to other women that are watching?
I would say, just find your space and own it. Above everything, be authentic. Find your authentic voice and what it is that you'd want to represent. Outside of the fame, don't be clouded by the fame, but then, have a bigger purpose. And that way, you will find that your journey will start making sense. So if you're not sure and like, okay, how do I find myself? Pray about it as well. I'm a firm believer in prayer.
Oh, wow.
And, just search for yourself, meditate, get in those quiet moments and really ask yourself, why am I here? And, the steps will start leading. So find your authentic voice and run with it.
Okay. So you are a brand ambassador for Pizza Inn. How did that come about?
I am a proud brand ambassador, yes, for Pizza Inn, and I just saw that it's also here in Ghana.
Yes, Pizza Inn
Exciting.
is here.
And I heard that in Kenya it's also there. So they actually reached out to me after following me. The branding that we spoke about, and they were excited to also align, and I was like, yes, why not? I love pizza.
You love pizza. Like it just happened like that. They
Yes.
just contacted you through your page.
Through my page, there's a management number on my page. So they just reached out to say, can you be our ambassador? What do you think? These are the terms, these are the conditions. And I was like, oh wow, it looks good.
Before I let you go, what are some of the things that you do that nobody knows that you can?
Some of the things that I do, I'm trying to think. I sing.
I was about to say, if you actually sing in church, do you? Have you ever sung?
I actually used to be like a member of the church choir. Yes.
Really?
But then I did a song with Brick and Lace. You know Brick and Lace?
Yes.
Yes, Brick and Lace from Jamaica. I did a song with the other half in the other half.
Really?
Like years ago.
Like a real song?
Like a real song. And I was rapping on the song. So
Really?
that's fun. Yeah. So it was
I
just
think I feel like we should play the song.
no. It's not bad. I did with Brick and Lace and with Gigi Lamaine. She's
Did
South
you guys
African.
shoot a video? Because that
We did not.
you didn't shoot a video.
We did not shoot a video. Yeah, that was in the works. And yeah.
Today, our question of the day goes: importance of branding in career development. You have to give us your take on it.
So branding is everything, that is how people view you. Okay. This is what people say in your absence. That's branding, who you are, you know. So it's something that people in media have to take seriously to really brand yourself in a way because you are the business, you are the package. So how do you want to present yourself? What do you want people to say when you are not in the room? That's branding. So it's so, so important, and it's key in making you stand out, and, for you to be a brand that stands for something and that's going to be remembered.
What's your favorite food? And can you take us through some of the amazing food from Zimbabwe?
Of course, pizza.
Your favorite food is pizza.
Come on.
Is it because you're a brother?
Pizza is good, confirm. Oh, Hawaiian pizza. And I love our Zimbabwean cuisine. So we have sadza. Yeah, so it is maize, corn, and that's crushed, that's powdered, and water. Yes, so that mixture. We also have, the small grains also powdered into that. I love the small grains because they're healthier, and of course we have our staple, which is called high fritzi. It's your mixture of meat, like your beef, or yeah, your bones, your oxtail with vegetables. Yes. So they're cut into small pieces, and that mixture is called high fritzi. And it's amazing. I can't wait for you to come to Zimbabwe and try.
Of course, I really want to be there.
And the caterpillar worm, we call them amatlimbi. They're so nice.
Ah, caterpillar.
Caterpillar
You
worm.
guys eat it.
Yes. What's the creepy thing that you have in your cuisine? You don't have.
Okay, I haven't eaten caterpillar before. In Ghana, we don't eat it. we actually kill them.
No, but then they
Kill them.
I'll show you a picture and it will make sense. Yes, it will make sense. They taste nice.
Really?
Yes, don't judge
Oh my God. Oh, I'm not judging. It's tradition and culture differences.
Yes.
But in Ghana, we crush their heads, like kill them.
I understand. Can't wait to have you try our sadza and high firids.
Saza.
Yes.
What is that?
I don't know, like what do you call like the corn here? Is it pepe? Is it gari? What is it?
Yeah.
The
Pepper.
corn pepe. Okay, that's sadza. But then I think ours tastes better on the
Corn
continent.
pepper. Did you say corn pepper?
What's pepe? Okay.
Okay, pepper. Yeah. Pepper we call moku in Ghana. Thank you so much, Miss Vikand. It was great having this conversation with you.
Thank you so much for your time, Margaret, and keep doing what you're doing. Stay motivating and inspiring people. We love you back in Zimbabwe.
I love Zimbabwe too. I can't wait to be there. Miss V, your last take to young girls out there watching you right now.
So, to young girls, I just want to say stay hungry, stay motivated, and be authentic. Be authentic, live your truth. Don't ever run away from your story. It is what defines you, where you're coming from, your own experiences. Tell your story through that. It is what will set you apart, and make you authentic. And above all, I know that we are all on social media. People are posting their highlight reels, like the highlights of their lives. Don't let that discourage you to, start thinking, oh, my life, it's not so good. No, no, no. Your life is good, and live your truth.
Live your truth. Thank you so much, Miss V Candy. It's been wonderful having this conversation with you.
I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, Margaret. I can't wait to come back to Ghana. All the hospitality. Ghana is tops.
Thank you so much for watching. This has been the Ladies in Media Show. As you had, just build a brand that you will be proud of. My name is Margaret Barden. Today, my makeup was by Jocelyn Makeover. Just go on IG and type Jocelyn Makeover, and she will hook you up with lovely makeup. This is the Ladies in Media Show. When we say Ladies in Media, we say
we are taking over.
See you.